Hey there, my Staley crew. This is Andrew Staley here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a new series called Guns vs. Guns. Today we're going to be taking a look at the L96A1 from Black Ops 1 and putting that up against the SVG100 from Black Ops 3 and take a look at which gun does a better job on round 50, which one will last you longer. So let's go ahead and get this started. Before we get on to the comparisons, let's talk about the L96's backstory, which basically started around the 1950s and 60s in the USA. And it basically is known as the AWM, Arctic Warfare Magnum, AWP, Arctic Police. And it's been one of the most popular guns in gaming, especially when it comes to Call of Duty. Its introduction in Black Ops 1, as well as MW3, Call of Duty Ghost, and even Black Ops Cold War. This is where it made its big return. And it is reintroduced during the Cold War. So, between Black Ops 1 and 2. Which is actually pretty cool. And the ammo that it's given is 338 Laboon, which is 5 to 8 magazines. 8 magazines. As for the SVG100, on the other hand, that gun is basically a reskin of the based off the Intervention from Modern Warfare 2, which is a heavy damage bolt action rifle. It was basically the Intervention, but with the bolt being on the left, and you can customize it. So yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. Now when we take a look at the fire rate, the last time I used these two guns, I can definitely tell that the L96A1 from Black Ops 1 definitely has a faster fire rate than the SVG100. So last time I took a look, its fire rate was 60 RPM. Like, for a bolt action rifle, that's real. For a bolt gun, that's really impressive for a bolt action rifle. Well, the SVG, that only has 42 RPM, so it's definitely going to have a very slow fire rate. So when we take a look at these two guns side by side, the L96A1 is definitely going to have the superior fire rate, because by the time you get done shooting the L96, the SVG would still have like 1 or 2 shots left. So when it comes to fire rate, the L96 is definitely going to be able to pop off a couple shots faster than the SVG100. Now when we take a look at recoil and accuracy, that's where the SVG gets a point, because like, even though the SVG's fire rate may not be perfect, at least when you ADS, you don't have to worry. It just kind of pops up and down a little bit, but it doesn't like go out into the left or right, which does make this gun a little bit more accurate. Well, the L96, when you try to shoot that thing against a zombie, when even ADSing, you're going to be bouncing all over the place, which, especially in close quarters maps, can get extremely risky. So yeah, if I were to try to be more accurate, I would rather the SVG100 is definitely going to be the better one when it comes to accuracy and recoil. Now when we take a look at the reload speed, that's where these two guns actually tie, because like, but no matter which one you use, even with double tap and speed cola, both of them are going to have the same exact reload speed. Even if the SVG has attachments, nothing really changes. Mobility is also the same story. Like, no matter which one you're running with, it's going to be the same thing where... and they're not very heavy weapons to begin with. Like, you don't run very slowly, so you shouldn't have to worry about mobility problems or reload speed problems. Now, when we take a look at ammo, that's where the SVG100 shine. When we take a look at damage and ammo, that's where the SVG100 shines. Because the L96, that thing only carries 45 in reserve and 5 in the magazine, which for nowadays, it's not that good. Especially for zombies, that really isn't that much ammo. Like, once you pack punch it to the L115 Lazarus, it's only going to get 72 in reserve and 8 in the magazine. Like, and you get variable zoom, that is not enough ammo for a sniper. SVG, on the other hand, is a different story. Because you get 60 in reserve and 6 in the magazine, which is definitely more ammo than the L96. Once you pack a punch that to the Inca-Azusa, it's going to get 100 in reserve and 10 in the magazine, which in my opinion is much better compared to the L96. And not just that, but the SVG100 also gets a huge damage increase, making this gun a lot more powerful than the L96A1. So even when we take a look at these two guns side by side, no matter what, nothing really changes. The L96 is still going to have the faster fire rate, while the SVG is going to be the more accurate and more reliable of the two. For load speed and mobility, nothing really changes. They're both going to be dead even when it comes to reload speed and mobility. Even if you put double tap and speed coil on these guns, nothing really changes. However, Black Ops 3 has double tap 2.0, making the SVG a lot more effective compared to the L96. Yeah, with the comparisons out of the way, let's start comparing these two guns on round 50. Starting with the L96. The L96, back in Black Ops 1, I wasn't a big fan of the L96. Like, I really don't see a reason why people would use this thing on high rounds. Like, even on early rounds, especially with the scope, you're not going to be scoping zombies from halfway across the map all the time. Most of the time, you're more likely going to be up close and personal. And that's what zombies is supposed to be. Not just that, but you're more likely going to be trying to run away from the zombies rather than sniping them. Even then, the only time I really find the L96 any decent in Black Ops 1 was on Call of the Dead against George Romero. That would probably be the only time this is ever any decent at best. Like, it's decent against George Romero on Call of the Dead, so that would be the only time this gun is ever decent. But against zombies and other boss zombies, you're going to be struggling to try to get headshots with it. And even on round 50, the L96 is a very, very crappy gun. Because on round 50, it's a Black Ops 1 gun, so of course it's not going to be that good on high rounds. And the fact that we only have normal double tap, making this definitely one of the worst options to have for high rounds. Not only because of the low damage, but you don't carry that much ammo to begin with. And you have that scope that gets in the way and the terrible recoil. Well, like, yes, it has a faster fire rate for bolt action, but it doesn't do that much damage, nor it carries enough ammo to be able to get you any kills. So, if you really want my opinion on it, do not use this gun ever. Unless if you're playing on Call of the Dead against George Romero. That's the only time this gun is any decent. But every other map, I would just stick with something else. The SVG100, on the other hand, is a different story. Because even though the SVG has a slower rate of fire, but this gun is actually decent on high rounds. Like, it may not be the greatest thing in Black Ops 3, but it's actually not too bad on round 50. Like, I did use it a couple times before, and it wasn't terrible. It is definitely a huge improvement to the L96. Like, its fire rate may not be perfect, yeah, but at least this gun carries a very decent amount of ammo. And once you actually get this thing fully customized, and you take off that scope and throw on the EOL sight, plus double tap 2 and speed coil, this gun's accuracy is definitely going to do a lot better with the EOL sight. That's one of the reasons why I prefer using the SVG100 over. Reasons why I consider the SVG100 on high rounds pretty decent. Because it's slow, yeah, but it carries a decent amount of ammo. It's actually pretty powerful. Like, on high rounds, you will be able to get some kills with it. Like, it's not going to be as good as, like, the Draken or the Dingo or the main Wonder Weapons, but it's definitely going to be able to get you a pretty decent amount the best way to use it is try to get all the zombies sorted up, try to get them in one straight line, and go for headshots. That's the best way to use this gun. And it may take like a couple shots to get a kill, but that's actually not too bad, considering that this is a heavy damage weapon. It's actually not too bad. Would it be something I would use every time I play zombies? No, not necessarily, but if I were to rate the SVG100 for round 50, I would say it's about 7 out of 10. It's an okay gun. It's not terrible. It's definitely a huge improvement to the L96 and a huge improvement to the DSR, in my opinion. So, yeah, is it something I would use every time I play zombies? No, but if I happen to get it and I don't have anything better to do, then yeah, I might give it a shot, give it a try. So yeah, if I were to choose between, if I had to go up to high rounds and I had to choose between the L96 or the SVG100, which one I would rather use on round 50, the answer, no matter if it's on early rounds or high rounds, the answer is obvious. I would rather use the SVG100. No matter if I'm using it on early rounds or high rounds, I would 1,000 times rather use the SVG100. Now, yes, the L96 has a faster fire rate, but that thing doesn't do that much damage to begin with. Not just that, but the Black Ops 1 version, you don't carry that much ammo. You have that scope that gets in the way, and it's more like something that a noob would use in multiplayer rather than zombies. The only time I really found the L96 decent was against Call of the Dead against George Romero. But other than that, even on round 50, I would still rather use the SVG100 because even though it has a slower fire rate, it does actually hold more ammo and it's more powerful. Not just that, but you have double pack punch abilities, double tap 2, and you could customize it to get the EOL sight, and you have gobble gums, making this gun a lot better. And over time, this gun is actually going to be able to last you longer compared to the L96. So yeah, no matter which round I'm on, I'm still going to choose the SVG over the L96. So yeah, that's basically it. If you disagree with my opinion, that's totally fine. And if you do, like, and tell me in the comments section which one you choose. And yeah, so basically that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's Guns versus Guns video, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below and tell me what I should do for the next comparison. Also, if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell icon so that way you won't miss any future videos from me, Andrew Staley. Anyway, this is Andrew Staley signing off. And until next time, I'll see you later, my Staley crew. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.